Now the last part of this homework, where we are going to load the raster image, the land scan image that we downloaded.
Now, the first thing you are going to do in this case is read a raster data. What is a raster data? Raster data is a pixelated grid, an image, right? And in this case, as you saw in my data demonstration, it shows population per pixel. A pixel has a size, it's scaled to the ground, so that means whatever the size of the pixel is, it has measured how much of that size refers to how much of the ground area it covers, and therefore it tells you how many people are there in that specific pixel. How is it different than what we have been doing so far? Well, we have been just working with tabular data. There, one city, you just have a value, right? In there, you don't know within the city, where do these people live? Where do we see the people growing? Which part of the city? North, south, east, west? Is it getting dense? Is it getting like more spread out? We don't know the spatial pattern or distribution of population. And that's where a raster data set like that, a population grid, would be really useful. To read a raster data, we have to use a different Python package. And in the beginning, you have imported a package called Rasterio. And we are calling it or giving it a nickname called Rio. And so I created a variable src20 or 2000, and I'm calling rio.open. And data is where I have all the data sets stored. So I'm calling 2000 clip, so it should be in here. So 2000 clip, and then the same thing but for 2020. So src meaning source, rio.open 2020. Now this is just the variable is holding the whole layer. Now the package cannot read the whole layer. Instead, it needs to read one band. What is a band? Well, band is like the layers that each image is made up of. So in any image, simply like a photograph in your phone, in a smartphone, is made up of 3 bands: red, green, and blue, RGB. Specifically, this is a processed imagery. We do have just one band, but still Python package is kind of built in a way that we have to call, even if it's one band, we have to call that one band. So that's what this is doing, that we are now storing data 2000 and calling this variable source 2000, and dot read is where it's saving that band is one, and mask true. Mask true meaning if there is no data. And what is no data? No data means that in certain pixel there is no information. It doesn't mean zero. It means that there is some missing information in those pixels. Specifically for a raster grid like this, it can be something where the satellite imagery did not capture anything, or there was no population information in that specific pixel, or maybe it has a negative value like -999 or something like that. So we want to mask it out. That means we do not want to consider that in our calculation, because that's going to throw us off. We cannot have negative population value. And now once we run this, you'll see it's run, and then we are going to print using the print function the minimum value, data.min parentheses, and the maximum value of each of the year. So what does that mean? That means that this is the 2000 database and this is the 2020. If you print that, it will show you that the minimum value is 0. That means there are pixel values, there are population grid, so population is 0 in those pixels. Maybe it's a water pixel. And then there the maximum pixel value is 87518. That means there is 1 pixel, 1 square kilometer area in Kinshasa that holds 87,518 people. And it's estimated population, right? And similarly, in 2020, you see it's 88,269. So this kind of gives you an idea of highs and lows of population in the city.